Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Josh, DJ California with California Entertainment, coming at you today from Mill Creek Golf Club and doing a pretty awesome wedding today. Unfortunately, the weather didn't want to cooperate. So let me tell you a little about today's event, some of the gear I'm using, and just kind of run through everything for you. So we're in this pretty cool outdoor tent. And I showed up about 2 hours ago. I actually just got done changing. Sorry I didn't do my little intro in the Tahoe before I got here, but yeah, so Mill Creek Golf Club, the bride and the groom, they booked me, I think it was probably about a year and a half, maybe even closer to 2 years, which is pretty average for me. I do book almost 2 years out just from being in such high demand. You know, it's just one of those things. So I think they did book me about 2 years ago, and it's just been a lot of planning and a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, so the whole idea, I guess they are members of this country club, so that's why they decided to have their wedding here. And they do have this outdoor tent, which is pretty nice. It's, you know, probably one of the nicer tents that I've played in. A lot of tents, sometimes when I do play in them, they can be kind of grungy, kind of dirty, kind of, you know, that weird off-white type of color because they've just never been clean. But this one is actually really nice. So today they booked me for DJ services and ceremony services. And I'll kind of walk over here and show you what their original plan was. If it'll focus and show you guys. So, I don't know if you can really see it. Let me switch the camera and show you guys. Okay, so way up there, you can kind of see some chairs. And that was the original idea. Their ceremony up there, and it's a really beautiful location for a ceremony because it overlooks all these hills, and it's really fantastic. So they were going to have their ceremony there, but because the weather's not cooperating today and the rain is supposed to stay pretty much continuous the entire day until later tonight, so they're going to have their ceremony in the tent. They have pretty much everything set up. They got their arch, and their little sweetheart table is actually off to the side, but yeah, so this is the whole thing. All their dinner, they have, I think, about 180, I think they said 150 maybe, something like that. It's that many guests, so there's gonna be a lot of people here today, and so yeah, it'll be pretty fun. Now, because of the weather, I did bring a whole bunch of uplights, but as you can see, the rain is seeping in pretty much all the way around the whole tent, and you guys who use uplights know that it's not a good idea to really get them all wet unless they're IP rated. And unfortunately, my wireless lights, they're chauvet, and I also use both lightings. They're not IP rated, so I don't want to take a chance putting them around the tent. They get wet and sparks start happening, and you know, so you got to look out for your gear. You got to make sure it stays in good operating condition. But I mean, if it does stop raining and it does dry up a little bit, then I'm gonna run around real quick because I do have them all programmed to the colors. They're all DMX'd, ready to go. All I have to do is just turn them on and boom, good. So let me show you guys the equipment. You guys have seen all this stuff before, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Turn this around. Okay, so as you can see, those are my uplights actually right there in the front. So I'll have to put those in the back and kind of get them out of the way. Let's start. We've got the Pro X 6-panel facade with the Pro X corner shelves. I'm using obviously only the best of the best, the RCF art tops with the chauvet flex stands in limited edition white. I have been told that they are next to impossible to find because they were super rare. If any of you guys out there that do have them in white, let me know if you were able to get them recently or if you bought them like a long time ago. But I've been told that you can't get them anywhere. So kind of cool. I'm glad I kind of have something that's rare, that's not very often seen out there. I think some of the chauvet flex stand competitors that are out there, they might have them in white. So I don't know, but hey, I got something kind of cool. And those were a mistake. When I bought them, I meant to buy black, and for whatever reason, they ended up being white when they arrived, and I just ran with it. So behind the facade, I'll show you guys for subs in here. I'm actually running my RCF subs tonight, just because I didn't know how big the tent was going to be, and if I needed a lot of extra sound and all that. So in the corner, I'm using the Shure mics tonight. Those things have always worked out pretty well for me. Not a whole big distance in here, so I don't have to go very far, so they should work perfectly well. And then I've got the Optima stand on the projectogram mount. You can see their monogram. Always looks nice and classy up there on a tent wall or a tent ceiling. The light pole in the back, I'm using the InnoPocket Spot Twins with the chauvet color rail, and everything is all DMX. I'm actually using my wireless dongles tonight. And let me walk around and show you guys what we got in the back. Furman power conditioner. Love this thing. This thing is fantastic. But yeah, it's always good to have something that can condition your power and make sure that you're good to go. Behind the booth, reloop flagship turntables, the RP 8000s. Native Instruments Z2. I love this mixer. This thing is wonderful. I'm using Phase. Phase, I only usually bring those out maybe, I'd say, out of every 5 weddings, maybe 2 weddings, so about half. But generally I like to use needles. It's just the old school me, you know, I just like it. But Phase, those things are awesome. I usually will bring them out every once in a while. Korg NanoPad, the Asus Tough Gaming, fully spec'd out with literally every single feature that you can get. It's fully maxed with memory, running SSD. I've got an i9 processor in it. I only use that strictly just for events and DJing. I don't go online, I don't do anything else with it, and it's been great for me. For DMX control, my DMX Go, and it's hardwired. So this little white cable, it's going from the tablet all the way back into this, and it's actually powered by the tablet. And it's wireless charging, so I got this wireless charging stand, and that's how it all works and all powers. And then as you can see, I'm also using the Chauvet wireless DMX dongles and my little Behringer mic mixer, which I like that thing. It's, you know, I have a few different ones, and sometimes I'll use Yamaha, sometimes I use Behringer. It's just, you know, whatever I'm feeling at the time. Or it depends also too on how many outputs and inputs I need to for the event. But I've been using that, I'd say, about 5 years now, and this has just been a workhorse. It's been working perfectly. And then this, some of you guys have asked about this a few times. This little guy plugs into my phone, so if I ever need to bring up Spotify or, you know, something in an emergency, it plugs into my phone, it goes right into it, and I can have audio. And then I have another cable also that I can use my iPad. I can even use this as well. So if I need Spotify, or if I don't know, something comes up in an emergency, I'm covered, and I can have some music going while I switch out my laptops or equipment or whatever. So always good to have backups, guys. Never forget to do that. Red Bull, Gatorade, water, all the essentials for every event. And then obviously always got to have mints. You don't want someone coming up doing a request and you got some funky breath going. And then this, you guys, if any of you are out there and you suffer from allergies, your eyes get really red, just, you know, looks like you've been smoking weed all day or something, Lumify is awesome. It's so much better than Visine or you know, any of those other eye drops that you can get on the market. The reason being is because I heard that, like Visine and some of those other eye drops, you actually get addicted to them. You have to use more and more and more. Whereas Lumify, you don't get addicted to it. But when you put like 1 drop in each eye, your eyes get ridiculously all white, no red whatsoever. So I like using this once in a while because unfortunately I do get allergies, especially in the spring with all the pollen and crap. So yeah, that's everything, you guys. Like I said, you've all seen it before. And we got about an hour and a half before ceremony showtime, and I'm gonna run around, get some pictures with my camera, and just hang out and watch the event tonight and see how it goes. But I think it's gonna be a good one. I heard they're all big partiers or big dancers. Always good when you do an event like that, and you know, people are just all riled up and they're just ready to party and just go balls to the wall. So let's do this. Let's have some fun tonight, and here we go. guys, quick edit here. The rain stopped like out of nowhere, and the bride decided that she wanted to do her ceremony outdoors. So everyone is rushing, getting everything set up. The staff is cleaning all the chairs and wiping them down, make sure they're dry. I had to bring my ceremony setup out and get everything up and running, and just make sure everything is good. And basically, I think this is probably the quickest ceremony setup I've ever done, because everyone is like rushing really quick. So yeah, we'll walk a little bit down this path that you can kind of see and how the ceremony is and get you an idea.
It's about to start raining again, so.
Oh, hear that? It's about to start raining. So now we're going back to the original plan, back in the tent. So see you guys back inside. All right, guys. So back in the tent. Yeah, this is wild. So originally we were going to have a ceremony in the tent. We were going to do everything in here. The bride decided last minute, because the sun came out, they're going to switch out to the outdoor ceremony spot overlooking the hills and stuff. And again, it changed because they looked at the radar and there was this line of storms coming through. You might even be able to hear it hitting the tent right now. So we decided I was going to bring everything inside, but then the bride was like, no, looking at the radar, it's supposed to be a very quick shower, so let's just wait it out, and once the rain is done, then we'll go out and do the ceremony on the outdoor area. So all my ceremony stuff is out there, but it's all covered. Actually, the venue gave me a couple of dark plastic garbage bags, and I just covered everything up, turned off all the power, obviously. And yeah, so it's fully protected. I mean, it's being rained on, but the actual gear itself is covered, so I'm confident that it'll be fine. But now we're just in a waiting pattern, holding out until this rain stops, and then we're gonna go back out there, try and get the ceremony done as quickly as possible, and then come back inside and yeah, get the reception kicked off. So this is probably the first time where I've done a wedding where we've gone back and forth a couple of times to decide what we're gonna do for ceremony. But hey, if it works, great, and going above and beyond for our clients, and I'm sure we'll, everyone from the venue to the photographer to the DJ, we'll all get really good reviews for accommodating and doing what we can to make this happen for the bride. Sometimes in our industry, it just comes down to do whatever it takes to make your client happy. Sure, sometimes our equipment might come to a risk, but hey, that's just part of the game, and if you can protect it, or if you can do things that will assure that it'll be working for your next event, like covering it up with plastic bags, or an umbrella, or a tent, or whatever, then you got to do what you got to do just to make the bride and groom really happy. So there we go, and just hang out until this rain stops, and we'll get the ceremony going, and yeah, then we'll get to the reception. So talk to you guys in the next clip.